Hey guys, here we are for the Pennzoil Cup Series Season 2, Race 16 at Richmond, and this has got to be one of the most anticipated races of the year, just because we are in the last race of the preliminary season as we are about to jump into the chase and the All-Star race this evening's in. Before going into this race, let's take a look at the point standings after race 15. The drivers below the red line are not in, the drivers above are in. However, keep in mind, the 20th position still is up for grabs if someone else manages to win in the All-Star race. So that's got to be taken into note as well, as 20th isn't exactly safe. But we'll be watching some of the drivers on the bubble during this race, and we're going to see how they deal with the field as we go into the race. Anyways, let's get ready and get your starting lineup on the board. Cody Russell and Jay Barker will inhabit the front row, with Nick Purcell's and Jack Newman lining up in row 2. Nick Purcell's outside, the chance of making it in. Rick Witt and Kyle Collins. Rick Witt as well as out. Ryan Dunn and Daniel Royal make up row 4. Row 5, Brian Lenning and Zach Cars. Brian trying to fight for his way in. Row 6, Blaine Keys and AJ Davidson. Row 7, Brian Boone and Michael Kraft. Row 8 has Michael Jones and last year's champion, Jake Booker, going to be in again this year. Row 9, Zach Moskey and Addison Steinbach. Row 10, Kevin Ulrich and Webster Zygarde. Row 11 has Jay Durrell, your 4-time winner now, and Aaron Lukes in the 38th. Row 12 has Joseph Strigley and Hergio Alonso trying to fight his way in. Row 13, Brock McMahon and Giovanni Barraza. Row 14, Kyle Singer and Gary Weaver. Row 15, Derek Petrie, a pretty far back starting spot for him, and Matthew Brown. Row 16, Ryan Kendall and Eric Willis. Row 17 finds Arsh Hussain and Nicholas Samudio. Row 18 has David Barraza and Nikita Ryskov, the Ukrainian. Row 19, Andrew Jordan and Callum Wood, retiring after the season. Row 20, Michael Krister and Chloe Baker. Finally, row 21 has Daniel Maxwell and Jose Viquez, currently your points leader of the Rookie of the Year. They are the people that did not qualify for the race and will not have a shot at the championship. Anyways, green flag is out. Here is the final race until we decide the 19 drivers that will be making the chase. As Cody Russell is one of them, he's inside the top 5 as he goes down into turn 1 and out of turn 2. Russell has no problem making the chase right now. He's just racing for when to build morale. Nick Purcell's, however, behind him. We talked about him in the starting grid. He is not eligible for the chase right now, no matter what he does. So he was in it last year. He's not going to be in it again this year. And neither is his Old Spice teammate if he doesn't make it in. I mean, if he doesn't have a good race, referring to Kyle Collins. Ryan Dunn, Jack Newman, and Jay Barker were side by side. They're 3 wide going through the front stretch, as those are teammates. Dunn and Newman are actually in, but Barker is currently trying to stay in as he's on the cut line, trying to have a good finish to boost him up in the points and get him secure in the chase. Remember, position 20, you're kind of safe, but that's the outlier. You may be booted out. Ryan Dunn, though, we just saw him. Now he's going down pit road for technical problems on the car. And something's going on as the gauge is going red. He's going to come down pit road to check out what it is. Nick Purcell's, however, is going to be in the lead of the race as this 00 car managed to get by the 77. And I'm not sure where the 77 is, actually. That's Rick Witt behind in second. So I think the 77 may have hit pit road. But you see the 00 is actually pulling away from the rest of the field at this moment. So the 00 is showing a lot of strength. And here's the 77, Cody Russell, for a tire problem. The tire feels off balance, so it might have not have enough air in it. But oh, we got a spinner in the back, and 4 cars looks like involved. Matthew Brown, the driver's season's been going downhill, and Nicholas Samudio is another one involved. We're going to ride on Daniel Maxwell's car. Ooh, the 21, it looks like he felt the 69, went back up into the 62 from fear, and ended up taking them both out. So tough luck for the 21 car, trying to get to the top of the board of the Rookie of the Year charts. Green flag is out as Nick Purcell's lost a lot of time on pit road, as Rick Witt will now recover with the lead. Witt's season can be described in 2 words: injuries and wrecks, as the 68 car was out for most of the season due to an arm injury at I believe it was Michigan, race 6. And from then, he's only wrecked and done poorly and wrecked. The 68 car has had a dismal career, despite finishing third last year in the points. Maybe if he wouldn't have broken his arm, he could have gotten a little bit more morale. But the 68 car will not be making the chase again this time. Here's Sergio Alonso, the only other two-time winner in the series, excluding Jay Durrell, who has 4 now. He's the only repeat winner. If you don't count Russell's maybe dual win, as counting that and his race 9 win would make him 2. But Sergio Alonso trying to make his way into the chase. Another driver trying to make it in is right in front of him, Aaron Lukes. This driver is right on the bubble, and currently he needs a good finish or else he's not going to make it in. And he has a lot of hungry drivers below him, Sergio being one. Also, Jose Vaquez trying to become the only rookie so far, the only rookie that has a shot right now at least, and he'll try to make it into the chase. And obviously he'll definitely be the rookie of the year if that happens, but 51 car still has a long way to go. Here's Daniel Voiles. He's also on the cut line, and if Daniel Voiles does not make the cut, that will leave Red Viper Racing without a car inside the chase. Another surprising factor, Kyle Collins. If Kyle does not make the chase, that will leave Old Spice Racing without a car inside the chase, and that's very surprising as both teams had 2 or more cars inside the chase last year, and Daniel Voiles didn't happen to be one for Red Viper Racing last year, but he's trying to hold the banner for them this year and get them in, as the 99 car. Kind of sad not to see him make it in last year, but obviously I think it matters more now than ever. But Kyle Collins also trying to make it in, as Mick Purcell's hasn't. Both of them are winners, by the way. Here's AJ Davidson, the Pennzoil Ford. Somehow he's managed to sneak his way inside the points, and he could be that wild card in the chase, as if you remember, Brett Brown in the 48 car last year was the wild card. I don't think anyone saw him coming, but 52, I can describe him the same exact way, except I see him getting a little further than the 48. Here's Addison Steinbach. He's 17th in the points, I believe. He's in, but he's been having some bad weeks, and this is no exception. This 23 car has not been fast for a while, and, well, he's not failing to impress as he's running the back. Jay Durrell, you just got to compliment this guy. 4 wins in the last 2 races he's won. Definitely an impressive career. Also winning the past 3 road courses we've been to, so you can call him the road course king. However, he does not fail to impress as well on the short tracks and the intermediate ovals. So you really can't count Jay Durrell out of anything as it stands right now, and I'm sure that he is the #1 target to win the chase. You could count Webster Zygarde in front of him, but I think Durrell is definitely your better bet at winning the championship. Although, if we go off what we learned last year, the best driver from the first 16 races is not necessarily the best in the last 8. And here's Webster Zygarde, that driver we were talking about, probably one of the most consistent drivers. However, has recently been taken over by Arsha Stain, more on that later. The 12 car has really been stunning. He has no wins, but he's managed to hold the points lead longer and at a higher points level than any other driver in history so far in this sport. Despite this being a single car team, the 12 car has managed to do it, and Webster Zygarde's definitely is a good driver to be behind that wheel and going for the championship. If we're looking at Blaine Keys, Hoffman Motorsports has been also an outlier, and they somehow sneaked both their cars in the chase, Blaine Keys and Gary Weaver. Weaver was actually in the chase last year, but driving for the now disbanded Checkered Flag Motorsports. But the 60 car and the 04 are inside the points by a good margin, so I don't think they're going to fall anytime soon. But just in case, Blaine Keys is running out front as he dispatched the 68 car from the lead to take over the front spot. That Moon Ford is definitely looking strong here so far at Richmond. Hasn't gotten a win yet, but I see one in his future coming. A guy that needs a win for sure is Michael Kraft. Earlier the series stated that he will not be coming back into the series next year, but he will race one final race at the Bud Shootout if he gets a win this year, and obviously that's the only way he can make it in. But the 11 car, I'd be hoping for a win if I was him, because wins are coming pretty scarce now, as he's only got 8 more races left to get one, and obviously the 11 car hasn't been as strong as he was in the earlier part of the season. Running inside the top 10, the 10 of Andrew Jordan is going to send this car down pit road to get some fuel and tires as we begin pit stops. But good run so far for the 10 car of Jordan. Not what you see normally out of the 10 car, but we got the 1 car spins himself out. Ain't up the track, caution is out. Brian Lenning hammers him. David Barraza, I saw the 51 car, and a huge mass pile up ensues. And I see the 12 car of Webster Zygarde involved in a wreck. And wow, what a turn of events as the 1 car looks like he was coming up from leaving the pits. You see Brian Lenning in shambles, but it looks like Daniel Voiles going to make it through. And Voiles, one of their drivers running for the chase, that could be a huge factor, and if he wins it or not. You see Brian Lenning just nowhere to go. He's one of your drivers on the bubble. That's not what he needed. And wow, that was the 5 car of Jake Booker, last year's champion. He has no problem making in the chase right now, but that was a pretty hard hit into the sand barrels. We're going to watch from afar here as we're going to try to see what happens. We're following the 5 right now. The 71's involved. Oh, the 43 has damage. The 43 looks like he's done from the race. And Jay Durrell is not going to make it 3 in a row now as he is done from the race. And looking down the field, I see Kyle Singer and Cody Russell's involved as well, your pole sitter. And that's Andrew Jordan, Rick Witt, Nikita Rizkov, as tons of names involved in this wreck. And I cannot believe it. So many people involved coming out of turn 4. I don't know if they're spotters or just blind or what. And with the mass chaos, pit stops also came into play as that left many cars a lap down, susceptible to the leaders. But who else to be out front than Michael Kraft? We just talked about him. He was having a struggle keeping his car out front. But the 11 is now in front and in command of the field. Oh no! The 11 car coming down pit road! And they're calling him for jumping the start, and that's why the 11 is bringing this car down pit road. The 11 has jumped the start. I didn't see no jump. I'm pretty sure he has control of the field. I don't know what NASCAR's thinking, but wow, that's going to leave Jay Barker with the lead. Barker is inside the points, but obviously one bad day could send him out, so this is good for Barker. You see Art Chastain behind, also having a good day. Daniel Voiles is now a lap down, so he is not in third. That would belong to Derek Petrie behind him. You see Callum Wood also went down pit road, but wow, the 11 car, he could have gotten his win here. He looks strong enough. But obviously it does not look like it's going to happen unless he gets another caution and some good luck. We're following Aaron Lukes again. He managed to make it through that chaos, and being the driver that he is, trying to work his way back up inside the top 20. He's been in 17th most of his career, and the 38 has pretty much never left that point until a couple races ago, where he dropped below the line, but has managed to climb his way back up, and it looks like he'll secure himself a spot in with his teammate Art Chastain. Both looks like they're going to make it onto the chase. Michael Jones is going to drop his car down pit road. Problems with the wheel for him as well, so similar to Cody Russell's incident, a lot of big names having to be called down to pit road this race. It's such a shame to see those cars getting, their race is pretty much jeopardized by that. But some people, I guess you can't really say deserved it, as the 11 car you see just about to go a lap down. Or actually he is 2 laps down, or he will be 2 laps down if he gets lapped. He is 1 down right now. So Michael Kraft's day has just completely gone up, and I'm kind of concerned with what NASCAR was thinking. I don't know what they were thinking exactly, but the 11 car has been pretty calm over the radio. So like, oh, the 11's back down pit road, and maybe it was a little more than that. I don't know, but the 11's called the car back down pit road. I don't know what that is, but Derek Petrie's going to have a look at the 24 car. Both these drivers have not won a race yet, despite them running so high in points. Kind of the Webster Zygarde syndrome, but the 53 car has been has kind of been off to the sidelines. I wouldn't say he's been a very good popular driver to win a race. He hasn't been up front that often, but the 53 car running second, not a bad weekend for him to go into the chase by. And remember, this is your race to go into the chase. This is the last race before the All-Star race, but really, if you don't count that, the next race will be a chase race. So obviously, why not boost your morale with a race win here? And we see the 9 car now. This is definitely not boosting his morale. The 99 was trying to get around the number 2 car to try to ace his lap back, but the 9 car is going to hold him up. Last week, we saw the non-comment on Rick Witt saying he was slow. Obviously, that's not going over well in Red Viper Racing Camp. But how about Michael Krister right there? Top 5 for the 79 car. We don't know where he's going next year, but good race for him so far at Richmond. We're looking off the back of Jay Barker now, and currently as the laps wind down, Barker is a current winner. However, not many people see him as that. As we're under 5 laps to go, you see Jose Viquez pretty much not going to make the chase with this kind of run. He was 22nd coming in, but hey, he's still got a Rookie of the Year chance to run for. I don't see it as too big of a problem, and this only helps him going into his next season. He is only a rookie, so you see Barker passing him up. The 51 car still has a lot more to look forward to in his career. Probably the best rookie out here right now, and pretty much deserves it. Here's Kyle Collins. He hasn't been having a good race all day long, and he's been slow. We're going to have to see if it's him that makes it in or if he makes it out. The candidates to people who make it out is Daniel Voiles, Kyle Collins, and Brian Lenning, I believe. So those 3 cars are kind of on the cut line, as well as Addison Steinbach in front of him in that Dr. Pepper Ford. Also, with 17th coming in with a little bit of a cushion, but obviously the 23 isn't running much better at all. So you see the 83 trying to get as many positions as he can, try to catch as many points as he can to pass someone who's running in the 20th spot, if that's the case. But I believe the 83 car is the car that's on the outside looking in. And that car on the outside, I think, is Daniel Voiles. This 99 car is running 20th, I believe, at the point. But look who's coming on the inside. Again, another hoop and a holler for Michael Krister. The double mint Ford is doing very good as Krister. You don't see many good runs from him, so this could be good, a beneficial part of his career. White flag is out. It's pretty much an uneventful race ever since the big one. But Jay Barker, your current winner, he won at Bristol earlier this year, is about to take up his 2nd win. And coming out at turn 3 and 4, Barker was kind of concerned if he was going to make it the chase. No worry no longer, as Barker will pick up the checkered flag, and he'll be the 3rd driver to get a 2nd win in the series. At least officially, 4th if you want to count Cody Russell. But Jay Barker will do his burnouts for the 2nd time, and 2nd time in his career, too. He did not get a win in his rookie year in Season 1. But you see your finishing results all the way down. Aaron Lukes, that 9th place finish will most likely secure him in the chase. Same with Jay Barker. AJ Davidson, Gary Weaver, both those cars are probably in as well. AJ Davidson, definitely one of the most shadowy figures in the chase. I didn't see him coming. He was outside the top 28 when he got his win at Dover, which that was only 6 races ago, so he definitely made a charge up through the field. Kyle Collins, 16th. Daniel Voiles, 17th. We're going to have to see which one of those 2 drivers is out. But you also have to count in Brian Lenning, who had a terrible race since he was involved in the wreck with Joseph Strigley. Strigley finishes 24th. Jose Viquez obviously not going to make the chase in 23rd. And going down the list, Blaine Keys, Ryan Dunn, Michael Jones, Zach Kamonsky, all be in the chase. They don't have to worry about that. And Michael Kraft, he'll be in the chase. Brian Lenning, you see 31st. That's not as low as I expected, so Brian might still have a chance at making it. Going down, Hergio will not make the race after being a 2-time winner, which is very disappointing. Maybe if he could have finished a little higher than that, he could have made it. But things don't look good for Hergio. And how about Jay Durrell? That's his first DNF his entire career, and he was the last person to hold on to having no DNFs the entire season. And let's go over your point standings to end the first part of the season. How about Webster Zygarde coming out on top with that first place finish? Just because Jay Durrell slipped, Zygarde takes command of the lead. Harsha Sain, somehow he manages to pull off a 3rd. Great shot for him. But looking through the top 6, those 6 have been dominant all season long. No surprise to see him up there at the top. Bad Dad Racing gets both Brian Boone and Michael Jones in as well for their 2nd times. Zach Kamosky, what a fella. I didn't even know he was going to do this good. Considering what he was last year, this is a huge step up for him, especially for a rookie team. Great job for Zach Kamosky. Jake Booker will be back again for a shot to win his 2nd title. See Michael Kraft slipped to 11th in these past couple of races. Jack Newman, Aaron Lukes, and Gary Weaver. But here is what you want to see. Daniel Voiles, Brian Lenning, Addison Steinbach, Jay Barker, AJ Davis, and Blaine Keys all make it in, and Kyle Collins is the one on the outside. Kyle Collins is now not going to make the chase unless he wins the All-Star race. You got to remember that. One of the drivers underneath this group can get a shot at winning the chase, but it's super difficult. We didn't see it last year, but we could see it this year. Brian Lennon currently is just hoping that that doesn't happen. But Brian is in that seat that it may happen and he might get ejected. So Kyle Collins, that's all he can hope for now. Old Spice Racing does not have a driver in the chase as it stands right now, and that is just incredible, as they were a high-running team last year, and it's sad not to see them have one in here again this year. On the topic, let's go into the Rookie of the Year point standings. These might not be over yet as they run through the entire season, but Jose Vequez, even though he did miss the chase, he is standing out even further now in the Rookie of the Year point standings as over his competitors and teammates, Joseph Wrigley and Callum Wood. Matthew Brown slowly slipping from trying to have an attempt at going to Jose Vequez, and Brock and Nikita both are slipping even further as well. The Pennzoil Cup Series will see you next time for the All-Star race. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week.